Vachierlagrave opts for the Ruy-Lopez Open against So in this GCT 2025 Superbet Classic Romania Round 2 matchup. On e4. On e5. Knight f3. Threatening knight takes e5. Knight c6. Bishop b5. On a6. Threatening pawn takes b5. Bishop a4 played by Vachierlagrave. Knight f6. King castled kingside entered in Ruy-Lopez Open. Vachierlagrave is planning to play. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes c6. Knight takes e5 and gain a significant edge. Knight takes e4 played by So. On d4. Vachierlagrave considers playing. Rook e1. On b5. On d5. Knight takes f2. King takes f2 and take decisive advantage. Bishop e7 played by So. Rook e1. On b5. So is aiming to play. Knight takes f2. King takes f2. Pawn takes a4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook takes e4 played by Vachierlagrave. On d5. Threatening pawn takes e4. Knight takes e5 played by Vachierlagrave. Knight takes e5. Rook takes e5. Pawn takes a4. Queen e2. On f6. Threatening pawn takes e5. Rook e3 played by Vachierlagrave. Vachierlagrave intends to play. Knight c3. Pawn c6. Bishop d2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn c5 played by So. Pawn takes c5. King f7. Knight c3. Threatening knight takes a4. Bishop takes c5 played by So. Rook d3. Queen e7. Bishop e3. It is novelty move. Vachierlagrave is looking to play. Queen h5 check. Pawn g6. Queen takes d5 check and gain a significant edge. On d4 played by So. Threatening pawn takes e3. Bishop takes d4 played by Vachierlagrave. Queen takes e2. Knight takes e2. Rook e8. Knight c3. Threatening bishop takes c5. Bishop takes d4 played by So. Rook takes d4. Pawn a3. Pawn takes a3. Bishop f5. Knight d5. Bishop takes c2. Knight c7. Threatening knight takes a8. Rook a d8 played by So. So is preparing to play. Rook takes d4. Knight takes a6. Rook d1 check and gain a significant edge. Rook takes d8 played by Vachierlagrave. Rook takes d8. Knight takes a6. Rook a8. Threatening rook takes a6. Knight b4 played by Vachierlagrave. Threatening knight takes c2. Bishop f5 played by So. On a4. Rook takes a4. On a3. On h5. On f3. On g5. King f2. On h4. King e3. Rook a5. King d4. Bishop d7. Knight d3. Bishop c6. On h3. King e6. Rook c1. Threatening rook takes c6 check. King d6 played by so. Knight b2. Rook d5 check. King e3. Rook e5 check. King f2. Rook b5. Knight c4 check. King e7. Rook e1 check. King d7. Knight e3. On f5. Knight c4. Bishop d5. Threatening bishop takes c4. On a4 played by Vachierlagrave. Vachierlagrave is planning to play Knight e5 check. King d6. Pawn takes b5 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook b4 played by so. Threatening rook takes c4. Knight e3 played by Vachierlagrave. Threatening knight takes d5. Bishop e6 played by so. Rook a1. Rook b2 check. King g1. Rook e2. Threatening rook takes e3. Rook a3 played by Vachierlagrave. King c6. On a5. Vachierlagrave is looking to play on a6. Rook a2. Rook takes a2. Bishop takes a2. Knight takes f5 and dominate the board. King b7 played by so. On a6 check. King a7. Rook c3. King b6. Knight c2. Vachierlagrave is planning to play Knight d4. Rook b2. Rook c6 check. King a7. Rook takes e6 and dominate the board. Rook d2 played by so. Knight b4. Vachierlagrave is planning to play Rook c6 check. King a7. Rook takes e6 and take decisive advantage. Bishop d7 played by so. Rook a3. Vachierlagrave considers playing on a7. Rook d1 check. King f2. Rook d3. Rook takes d3 and take decisive advantage. King a7 played by so. Rook e3. Rook d1 check. King h2. On g4. Threatening pawn g3 mate. Pawn takes g4 played by Vachierlagrave. Pawn takes g4. Pawn takes g4. Bishop takes g4. Rook e4. Threatening rook takes g4. Bishop c8 played by so. Rook takes h4. Rook c1. Rook f4. King b6. Rook f6 check. King b5. Rook f8. Vachierlagrave is planning to play on a7. Rook a1. Rook takes c8 and dominate the board. King b6 played by so. Rook f4. Rook c5. On g4. Rook g5. King g3. Rook g8. Rook e4. King b5. King h4. Rook h8 check. King g5 time to think, find the best continuation for so. King b6 is logical continuation as King f6. Rook h6 check. King g5. Rook h8. King f6. Rook h6 check position is equal. Let's proceed to the main variation. King g5. Rook g8 check. Slightly worse move played by so. King f6. Bishop takes g4. King f7. Threatening king takes g8. Rook d8 played by so. Rook takes g4. Rook d1. King e6. King b6. Rook g7. So had no choice but to throw in the towel.